All right, she's just gonna be here. Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. This past weekend was the first YCS ever since Worlds, and it was a Team YCS. Okay, see you later. A Team YCS, no less. 3 players against 3 players. Thrice the decks and thrice the surprise, because Konami started out the YCS season with an actual stream for a South American event. Yes, Team YCS Sao Paulo had a stream. That is genuinely unprecedented. And beyond that, there were 2 of them from my understanding. One for the Spanish-speaking audience, because there should be, and one for the English-speaking audience, because North America exists. Oh, also a surprise from this past weekend was the success of the good old Doggy deck. Yeah, that's right, Unchained proved itself to be a hot deck of the event, winning the event in all technicality, or it was one of 3 decks played by the winning team. Taking a look at the 48 decks that made up the top 16 for the event, because 16 times 3 is 48, the more you know, Kashtira, being the top deck, was no surprise to anyone, because Arise Heart is a fucking card. But Unchained as the second most represented deck is definitely a change of pace for the meta, outperforming not only Chimera and Rescue Ace as the 2 rogue options that saw play at regionals over the course of August, but even known meta threats such as Purrely and Dragon Link. Did Duelist Nexus have more impact on the meta than we realized? It would seem so. It definitely had an impact on the price of Unchained Soul of Rage. I got cat fur in my eye. Chimera did still top, however, with it showing this weekend on par with Labyrinth, Sprite, and even Vanquish Soul. So at the very least, it's on par with one of those decks, right? Or that's what everyone can tell themselves to justify spending $20 to $30 on that copy of Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts, because what the hell? The winners, as mentioned, did include a Unchained deck piloted by the one and only Pack, as well as teammates Ruben Penaranda on Dragon Link and Kamal Crooks on Purrely. A huge congrats to the team, as always, the champions of YCS Sao Paulo 2023, and a huge apology for me being unable to pronounce names. The next weekend will be YCS Vancouver, where we can see exactly how well Unchained performs when people start citing more for it, presumably so, or at least how it performs once it's a known threat. And as always, we'll be here to cover all of it and more on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. And because I haven't talked about it enough, let's take a look at Unchained as this week's Spice Watch. Yes, Unchained, the 2019 deck for players who have just got that dog in them, you know? It's a deck that focuses on and abuses destruction effects, and I'm not being hyperbolic when I say damn near the whole deck floats in some capacity. In the main deck, each monster has an effect that can destroy a card on your field, and one that'll activate when it's destroyed, with the exception, I believe, being the 2 newest dogs, who instead have solid effects in the grave to summon themselves or set a spell or trap from the deck. So, a good amount of floating one way or another, and even more extension as it turns out, which has led to a strong and resilient deck that has a good play against hand traps. And that's on top of a series of link monsters that have a unique form of removal that, while targeting, does link off the material, so it gets around some sneaky effects, if you will. Really though, the spice for this list, which is of course Pack's winning list, was the inclusion of a DDD package of 3 copies of Dark Contract with a Gate and 1 copy of DDD Vice King Requiem. Able to search Requiem, then use Requiem's effect to pop Gate and summon itself, Pack was then able to use it as a 1-card material for the DDD Xyz King Deus. Not only does this give the deck access to a 3k Xyz to make easy Zeus plays, but this specific combo can use Requiem's effect to give an Xyz summon using it as material the ability to shuffle that Dark Contract used to get this whole thing going from the grave into your deck, to then pop a card on the field, which can disrupt the board when going second, or pop one of your own cards to help you extend if you're going first. It's a very nice bit of spice for Unchained decks, all playing within their Fiend lock no less. Gotta love that pro player deck design, don't ya? That's just phenomenal. All making for the second best deck, or the second best performing deck of the weekend, and for that reason right there, I'm justifying it as this week's Spice Watch. In some Master Duel news, the newest selection pack dropped on the 7th of September, this time giving the game its first wave of cards from the TCG's Amazing Defenders pack. Mekanko gets their level 6 Ritual as a UR, along with both Purrely or ex-Purrely happiness, excuse me, and my friend Purrely. And what about Rescue Ace? Fuck them, that's what's up with Rescue Ace. The third archetype from that set was replaced seemingly with Galaxy Eye support, because, well, why the fuck not? Still, if you've got that oh-so-common problem in Master Duel where you just have an abundance of UR dust, and you want to waste it on neutered Purrely, you could. You could. Or, of course, that could be sarcasm and there's no excess UR dust to go. It's a Rise Heart Turbo delayed. That's what that sentence is supposed to say. It's not a Rise Heart yet. So Master Duel is still yet to be ruined by that. And for that reason alone, we're going to call this entire selection pack a win and run with it. In community news, we start with a quick shout out and mention to Farfa Subathon, which started on the 7th of September. This has over 40 guests, if I'm not mistaken, from in and outside of the community, offering one of the widest looks at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Online community by large, and it seems pretty damn cool. So this is me telling you to go give money to Farfa, but genuinely worth it. That's a cool schedule. So shout outs to that and check it out, because I guarantee you it's running by the time you're seeing this. That's going every one of those days, 100%. And of course, the annual discussion for prizing for YCSs came about along with the reveal of this season's prize card, another verse. Yes, Anotherverse Gluttonia is another vanilla prize card, following Anotherverse Dragon from last year. How many times can I say another? And once again, we have a debate of, is this enough? But this time round, unlike last year, it's twofold, because the discussion seems to be, is this enough as a card? And also, is a card enough as a prize? For the first part of, is winning a vanilla enough for winning a YCS? I suppose that's subjective, isn't it? You can find an opinion matching whatever yours is from all sorts of players across the community. Casual players either don't care or like that they aren't being kept from playing a good card by having it be locked behind a YCS prize wall a la Minerva for Light Sworns in 2016. And some feel that it doesn't motivate them to try and play competitively since the prize is nothing particularly special. And you can find similar takes for competitive players, ranging from liking it and thinking it's cool, to disliking it and not caring at all to try and win it, to profound indifference. As with last year, the discussion of better prize cards came about from being a playable card, even if it's something like, I don't know, Blood Mephist in 2011. It's not great, but like, it's an effect. Or maybe an alternate art of a card everyone plays. A special art of Ash Blossom. Or maybe a unique art for Infinite Impermanence that can be a special flex factor and draw an appeal for those looking to sell their cards for profits and truly bling out their decks. Because, spoiler alert, players who win the card can do whatever the hell they want with it. And selling them for cash is not at all an uncommon thing to do, because winning a YCS doesn't exactly pay for the cost of, say, flying down to Sao Paulo, or to Cancun or Vancouver just to compete in Yu-Gi-Oh! This brings to light the prizing debate that's been going on for the last couple of weeks, and by debate I mean top 8 at a YCS can get you this. Was it given out using the same type of bag that I used to pick up dog shit with, or did they hand them a stack of loose packs and call it a day, and then they just had to figure it out and just put it in a bag? I don't know which one's funnier, but I also don't know why you wouldn't just give them in a box. I mean, maybe they did, and this individual took them out of the box. I don't know why they would do that, but that is possible. But like, if not, like, surely it's easier for everyone involved to just give them a box. Why is it just in a loose bag? Oh, now this of course comes with a particular complication, because if you talk about better prizing in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh!, the most common answer will be money. And as I understand it, reportedly Kazuki Takahashi said that he didn't want money to be involved with the game, never as prizing. So I won't expect that Konami will just go against the word of the late creator of this game purely because players are like, do it. I don't know, seems a little disrespectful. You can decide on that front. Still, that doesn't mean that a dog shit bag of dog shit packs is the best that Konami can be doing. I won't pretend to have a solution. I think the game could use if not cash prizing, then more special things from Konami. Maybe special field centers or unique dice or deck boxes, things that players want and use and, you know, can enjoy. And maybe step up from just giving out a Nintendo Switch, because cool, but is it? Blingy accessories, a premium art of a staple, and boxes, not just one box worth, but boxes would beat grab bags of crap any day of the week, right? But at this point, I'm asking Konami to spend money, and Lord knows that this is a pretty one-sided relationship in regards to the flow of money and as a company, isn't it? I don't know, let me know your thoughts, or don't, because I'm wrapping this video up. Shoutouts for this week's update, of course, go to the LIFD magnetic display. The best way to support my channel currently, and the true Duelist-approved way to show off your favorite cards. Like all 3 copies of that Blue Eyes, because, get it? Blue Eyes. People like the Blue Eyes. Mama, Kaiba now. Guess who didn't have any Unchained cards to put into the display and is not willing to pay for the current price of Unchained cards? That's right. Gregory Feganite. So if you want to display any sorts of cards, or you just want to support the channel, or you feel like, damn, I sure could use 15% off some arbitrary product, let me tell you, YCS Strats 15, get one of these LIFDs, very nice. I support it, and you should too, because I'm obligated to try and sell you it. So, use the promo code. Thank you to LIFD for the support, as always, and of course, thank you for watching. So that wraps it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Craig Fee. And make sure you subscribe to YCS Strats to impress your smoking Italian wife so you can see next week's update, and of course, so that you can become a true duelist. There's so much cat fur. This is why she's not allowed. In some